In 6 months' time, I'll be leaving the military to move to Thailand. And if I'm honest, it scares the living shit out of me. I'm not petrified, but I'm pretty scared. But that's a good thing because it means that I'm getting out of my comfort zone and I'm going to grow as an individual. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. But first, let's talk about my background and how it relates to the bigger picture. So when I was 15, 16 years old, I had no discipline. I really wanted to get jacked, build muscle and look better in the gym because I really struggled with confidence. I was very insecure with my body. I would literally go to school with about 3 or 4 layers on, jumpers, t-shirts, you name it, just to make my build look bigger, just to look more jacked than I actually was. I wasn't dealing with it the proper way, the way you should go about it, which is going to the gym, working on nutrition, working on the training. And so I was kind of in a rut at such a young age. I didn't like the life I was living. But then after a while, I asked my dad to build a gym garage because I was just sick of it. I was like, this is not the best way of dealing with my problem. 0 to 30 kg dumbbells, a flat bench press, punch bag, ab wheelers. It had the very basics, enough for a 16-year-old to build enough muscle and get out of the rut. So that was excellent. But the problem with that was I was still young. I had no discipline whatsoever, no willpower to stick to a program. I wasn't locked in on my nutrition or training program, and so I just wasn't making any progress. Still in the same position that I was in before. I also lacked knowledge, so I didn't even know what I was doing in that gym. And so when it comes to why I'm doing content, specifically this video, it's to inspire young people like younger me to make a change and for them to realize that in 6 months, in a year, your life can really change if you put in the right work and you have a bit of discipline, a bit of something about you. And then before I turned 18, my dad passed away, which meant I had to grow up pretty fast. And I actually did. I went out there, I was training for the military, I was smashing my workouts, putting all the pain into the workouts, into my improvement, into the career that I wanted at the time. And all of a sudden, being undisciplined like I was before wasn't an issue. Somehow I just was in the gym all the time and started putting in more effort, even more effort, because there was a reason behind growing as a person, building more muscle and developing my own life, much more than just for my own reasons, but to make him proud as well. And then fast forward a few years, I'm now the person that I've wanted to be since I was 16 years old. I'm now equipped with the mindset needed to become a good man. Life is all about evolution and it's all about growth. So if you sat here watching this video and you're thinking, my life right now is exactly the same as it was 6 months ago or a year ago, in my opinion, you're playing a losing game. You will lose. You need to be moving fast, moving with purpose, and actually completing shit, doing stuff in your life. So if you're not improving, you're essentially just dying. So now you know a bit about me and my background, from undisciplined to disciplined, to having a dad, to not having one, to being skinny, to being jacked. Now let's talk about why Thailand. Why am I sacrificing everything, leaving my job, the military, to make a massive decision moving to Thailand? Now this isn't something that I've just spun up within a week and said, right, fuck it, I'm doing this. I've got plenty and plenty of reasons, more than you actually see on this screen right now. And so this is only the small piece of the puzzle. Essentially, when you make big decisions like this, or big goals, you need to do what Brian Tracy says in The Psychology of Selling. If you don't know me, I'm a massive bookworm, so I've read like hundreds of books, and I've spent over hundreds and hundreds of pounds on reading and courses to improve my life, as you should do. What I've done is I've read some books, and Brian Tracy, Psychology of Selling, suggests that when you have a goal, you've got to write out 100 reasons for succeeding in that goal. So this isn't something that I've spun up and just have one reason for. I've got hundreds and hundreds of reasons why I'm making this decision, and it's all green lights. Everything just indicates to positives on why I should do this. So this decision was inspired by Jack Hopkins. You might also know him as CEO of Testosterone. Essentially, he makes videos around masculinity, self-improvement, physique maxing, dating, all sorts of stuff. So it was around 2023 when I was solo traveling around Europe when I stumbled across his content, because I was in Milan waiting for my train, and I was just so bored, like bored out of my mind. I had hours and hours left till I was going to Milan to back to Switzerland at that point. So I was just bored out of my mind, scrolling YouTube, seeing what was on, and I stumbled across Jack Hopkins, CEO of Testosterone. Some random guy I'd never seen before, quit his sales job to move to Koh Samui, Thailand, making money online about what he enjoyed to do, just vlogging stuff and giving value to the camera, giving advice to people. And I thought, that's so inspiring. This guy lives the life that I crave, or what I really wanted back then and still now. And it really inspired me to start making content. It's people like Jack Hopkins that got me reading books around investing, making money, and self-improvement. And like I said at the start of this video, life's about getting out your comfort zone. It's about exploring, it's about adventure, it's about really living. And I feel like recently my life's been pretty stagnant, and it hasn't been what I thought it was going to be like. And so at the end of the day, you only live once, and me seeing my dad die has made me think deeply, like, shit, I don't know when I'm going to die. I could die tomorrow for all I know. I could die in 6 months, a year, and I don't want to be on that deathbed, because I've seen my dad dying on his deathbed. And I don't want to be like, fuck me, I didn't even do anything with my life. I just stayed at the same job, which has been decent, but there's more to life than what I'm currently doing right now. And I can't be on my deathbed thinking, what if that, what if this? You've got to really live life, man. You've got to really live it to the full. As Jack Hopkins says, live fast, don't wait, because you don't know when your time's up. So make every minute count. I'm also doing this to be around like-minded individuals, people who have different beliefs, people who enjoy self-improvement a lot more than the people that are currently around me right now, people who actually want to take life seriously and want to travel, they want to make content, they have a business, they've got a side hustle, they want to grow as an individual. And recently I've found that it's actually quite difficult to find these people. Not many people actually want to do this stuff. And I know for a fact there's people out here in Koh Samui just like that, the people that I want to get around. Because I've been there. Last year I went to Koh Samui, Thailand on holiday, and I was in this steakhouse with a mate that I met at the hostel, and we were just eating food, chatting some shit, and then a group of lads rocked up on mopeds. There must have been about 6 to 8 of them. They sat next to us, and they were all talking about making money online, hitting numbers like 10k a month that you hear about online, but this is reality. People are making this money. And so I was like, fuck me, like, I've heard it online on social media, yeah, Instagram, but I've not heard it in person. And so I was thinking, this is real, this is a reality, and I've got to go for it. Now, I'm not saying my current reality is shit. My life's fucking awesome, but it can be way better. I've also had a very good upbringing. I was treated well as a kid, good family, and my dad earned quite a bit of money, and so we went travelling all over the world. Right now I've been to 23 countries, and a lot of people my age haven't even been to one. They've never been abroad. So I'm very lucky in that sense. And I've had a taste of what money can buy. I've had a taste of the good life when I was a kid. My life's still good now, don't get me wrong. But I know what money can buy. I know what life can be like if you just strive for a bit more. Now, if you're thinking, oh, Howard's such a bad person because he wants to make more money, he wants to live a better life, he wants to improve and grow as a person, then this channel is probably not for you, and you should probably fuck off. And as well, the logical path for me in my life is to start my own business, and that is fitness coaching, online fitness coaching. Do you know when you hear about lads that have joined the military and they get asked, why did you join the military? And they say, oh, my dad was in, my mum was in, my granddad was in. That's not happened for me. It's literally just me and my brother. The person before me was my great granddad who served in the RAF. That was it. And so there's a massive gap there. Instead, my grandparents, they had their own businesses. They were their own bosses. And so this is just a natural path, a logical path for me. And it's funny because the more I get into it, the longer I do it, the more interesting I find it. Reading about email marketing, reading about sales, reading about influence, reading about management and leadership. I love it. I enjoy it. And it's something that I see myself doing for the rest of my life. For me, if I fail on this social media, if I fail in business, it's fine. The backup is a 9 to 5 and there's nothing to worry about. Then I'm the same as everyone else. I'm in the same boat and I'm happy because at least I've tried. But at the end of the day, I just can't live life without trying. I don't want to live life with regret. If you've already got a lot of money, taking risks isn't very difficult. If you've got person A who only has £1,000 to the name, they would think that this is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Whereas if you've got person B who has hundreds of thousands of pounds, they wouldn't probably see it as that much of a risk, and they would just see it as a stepping stone to becoming a better person. And that's what it's all about, lads. It's about growth, it's about business, and it's about becoming the best version of yourself. Now, lads, if you're looking for workout ideas for training for the military, check out the video that's just popped up on the screen. Do what you're supposed to do, even if you don't want to do it. Peace out.